Hi everyone, Maury Pickering.
Maury, welcome back to Norwell, mate. Good to see you here.
Yeah, River, mate. It's really good to be here. Paul put this idea to us a little while ago, and it was really a cessation of thinking about driver safety and giving a range of cars out here, which I think is going to benefit the teen youth program. And for me, you know, I've got our last daughter who's 17 going on 18 with 63 hours, how important it is to put the time into learning about a car, learning how to drive. So I do think the 100 hours that are mandated today are not really where we really need to be at. There's a lot more that we need to take our younger people through and in the learning core. And at this facility, this does exactly what we're putting forward to improve driver education. So Dude and I have paired up with his whole idea, and obviously with his complete support with the facility, we're providing the cars, a complete diverse range of cars from all the brands we have. And, you know, it's just a pleasure to be back at the facility again with you, mate. So from my point of view, it's a really great exercise for us.
It's a ripper, and I think the big thing is the range of cars we have. So even some utes. Most young people now aspire to have a ute as their car, especially teenage boys. And they handle completely different to cars. So we can show them all that in this course. And the big thing for me now is the technology in the cars changed a lot, and the cars have got safer, but no one's taught how to use that technology. So that's the important thing we do here is teach you about ABS, electronic stability control, lane assist, all that stuff can be a bit daunting. The big thing we find with young people, they switch onto that really well. It's like their iPhone or their laptop.
Yeah. Technology driven.
Yeah, once they understand that technology and understand how to use that car and make it safer to drive it, we really get some cut through. The other thing for us is that in our corporate driver training fleet, that's a diverse range as well. So you got us covered here, mate.
Yeah, that's the whole idea, mate. So importantly, like we're talking about utility sales in Australia, 1 in 5 vehicles that are sold today still new is obviously a utility of some sort across any brand. And secondhand, we get young people come into us and say, look, well, he's buying his first car, $9,000 to $10,000 vehicle. That's all he can afford. He's a young tradie or whatever it may be. They want a ute, they want to go fishing, they want to do a few things. Are we teaching them still how to drive properly in that circumstance? So I think this concept is pretty key as well, you know, this diversity of what we're trying to do. Well, this is a new MGHS, so it's actually become a bigger car. It's become bigger for a couple of reasons. It's certainly, you could say the mum car without saying it's that, but it's become a wider car, a bit bigger in the B pillar in the back. So Uber drivers are finding it quite marvellous in that regard. It's got the 10-year warranty on it. Nice wide in position inside, so Paul and I could sit in there quite comfortably, and still got nice leg room in the back. So it's a good balance of car again.
Yeah, for me, it's seeing it in the line at school, aren't you?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's where you're going to see this car at your grocery getter. You want your wife and your kids in something roomy, something safe. It has all the features, mate.
It does. It starts out $36,990, Paul.
Yeah,
like Pete can make
your ABS, your stability control, all those lane assist, all that stuff is on par with anything.
Yeah.
Just a good thing to have here. So again, it fits perfect with what we do.
Absolutely.
I reckon I'll be going through tyres on this one more than the others, because this is, we might have to get a few more of these, mate.
Yeah, no, we'll fit it in, mate. We just I think importantly we get going, and we're going to rotate the cars quite frequently and allow people to experience what we have with all the brands we now have. It's quite both a privilege and
sales
a
reps, those sort of people that come here for the
what I like
driver
about
training.
this car in the back here with the chains too, particularly is the here. You know, like I'm a 1011, right?
Yeah.
And 102 kilos. I shouldn't say that on camera, but that's the relativity of it.
You lost a bit.
Yeah, thanks, mate. But here, you know, it's like going the first race. The races, you struggle to get in it or out in the 8th race.
Yeah.
You know, trying to get out. It's got nice leg room here, and you know, got rear ducted, you know, good headroom, good shoulder room. This is a good common size car that we need.
No, this will be the anchor for our driver training fleet for sure, mate. It's just a go-to car. But you know, what I like is when we use all this stuff and you rotate people through the different cars, they can feel the difference of the ute without a load in it to an SUV, and how that handles and how you adapt your driving, and start to teach people how to think about the different dynamics of the car, because all these cars are safe enough not to crash as long as you look where you're going.
Yeah.
Because the technology's there.
Look where you don't want to go, basically, isn't it? But I remember riding, you know, motorbikes, you'd be in the bush, and as soon as you looked at the wrong thing, that's where you'd go.
Yeah.
And not dissimilarly, you know, people have the fright, and there's the one tree on the road. And guess what they run into? The one tree on the road, don't they? you know, because sometimes they look away and they go, oh, and that's what they drive into.
Yeah,
so,
they get
you know,
focused on something.
this learnings of trying to get your attention the other way. This is all this scope's about,
Yeah,
which is fantastic.
Our biggest risk is distractions, you know. It's lots of things going on now, a lot of technology on your phone or someone talking in the back seat, and no one can concentrate all the time. That person hasn't been invented, but you know, we can teach you techniques to switch on and adapt and what to do if something goes wrong.
Yeah.
If you're trying to do
and
it,
conditions,
there's a fair chance you'll
you
get
know,
it right.
we talk about driving in the night, you know, like I'm taking my Ruth down, we're going down to Tenderfield in the next couple of weeks. She's not too keen. I said, you're going to drive the whole way. So if you drive the coast road to Tenderfield, you get past a certain point, and then a casino, you just got 30 k's of this, right? And, you know, Alice, my wife's going, you sit in the back. She's going, oh, what am I going to do? I said, well, just don't look. She's got to learn because, you know, you need to learn how to do all of this stuff to be able to handle. This is the basics of that here and how to handle each corner and what's going on the road in wet conditions or at night time. You know, all of those things, it can stick with you.
And we can simulate that right here. Like
that's what I'm saying.
We're on our wet skid pan here now, which we can simulate summer shower, a quick drop of rain, or probably have 3 or 4 mil across this, like torrential conditions. So that sort of stuff we can simulate here. And the big thing with me is you can't make an appointment for an accident. You just don't know where it's going to happen.
Don't know what's going to happen.
You know, driver training should be treated like anything. And if you prepare someone for an emergency and they've trained for it, they pretty well know what to do. So the big one for me is just ABS braking. A lot of people do not know that they can still use the brake pedal and turn the car. It'll go where it wants to go.
Yeah.
A lot of that's just who they're taught to drive by. So someone a bit older that teaching someone young just doesn't know that technology exists as well. So that's
and the pulsation of the pedal, you know, as you jump on an ABS car, you know, the feedback you're getting through the pedal, people will back off from that.
Well, you know that.
You know, all of that sort of stuff. You know, and you know when you're racing, you know, you got to find that yourself, your own ABS.
Your own ABS, and you were taught never to brake around a corner before ABS. You know, get your braking done in a straight line, get everything out of the way. Well, that's completely changed now how we drive. So, 60% of the kids, when they first feel an ABS pulse, just jump off the brake pedal because they absolutely don't know what's going on. It freaks them out. So,
you know, with I mean, Paul's had great success with this to date, with the police involvement, etc. as well. And I mean, we talked about it, but you know, mandating points or getting some reward for learning to come to this facility. I mean, we're involved with schools and things like that, but you know, every car that gets purchased through the Pickering Automotive Group, we're going to promote the fact that we're giving away a free course. We'll still pay for the course with Paul, but we're going to put every one of our customers that come in, mum and dad, across any brand, and it's going to be free of charge for your 17-year-old or whatever to finish off their experience. They might be at 30 hours, they might be at 70 hours. It's normally best if they're at 60 or 70 hours. They've had some road driving around a little bit.
You're always learning. It's a license.
And then put them into this as well as finishing off their 100 hours. So I'm a proud association of it, but an endorser of it. I think it's very much for us to take more initiative to protect this process on the road and the youth learning to drive. So other than that, mate, Ripper.
Yeah.
We'll keep in touch and we'll look forward to doing the next thing together.
We've got to make the roads safer, mate. And look, we have Road Safety Week and everyone... It's just been right, and everyone. Why are we only being safe for 1 week? You know, it's just
the other 51 are still there, right?
Yeah, they're still there. So everyone has to do their bit, and you know, I think to road safety we need a Laurie Lawrence type approach to drowning.
Yep.
And we can't do it without facilities like this. We're fortunate enough to have this here in the Gold Coast, so it's accessible to everyone. In the southern area of Brisbane to the Gold Coast, even northern New South Wales, it's here. It's come and teach your kids how to drive, and yourself if you just need a refresher. Yeah, there's not much we don't know about driving here.
And the police are involved still, aren't they? They're actively here, and they come and
we do a bit with the police. We do our Learn to Drive Day with the police, and that's about just you come in your own car with your own supervisor and learn to interact with the police. So they'll get a breathalyzer pullover.
Yeah.
Learn what to do around emergency vehicles, and that can be quite an anxious thing, right?
You know, pull over the first time.
But you don't have to worry about the police unless you're doing something wrong, right? Normally, they're good people to have around in a crisis. So that's just a great thing to get involved with. And then once you get that anxious out of you, a lot of people are just anxious about driving on the road. Just to come here and do that program do some driving without all the other cars around is a great opportunity. So look for that program too.
You mate, appreciate it.
Yeah,
Look forward to it.
appreciate it, mate. It's
See you,
going to be
buddy.
fantastic.
Will be.